Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you something. Have you ever thought about the people who clean your home, your school, your office, or even the streets you walk on? They are there every single day, working quietly, often before you arrive and long after you leave. But do we really see them? Do we stop for a moment and think about their story, their life, their struggles, and their dreams? Most of the time, we walk past them as if they are invisible. But today, I want to change that for you. Today, I will take you into the world of one cleaner, a world that is simple, yet full of meaning. This is not just a story about work. It is a story about humanity, about heart, about dignity. Imagine waking up before sunrise while the world is still sleeping. Imagine putting on a simple uniform, taking the same bus every morning, and entering a place where people often see the clean floor but do not see the hands that made it shine. This is the life of a cleaner, and this is the story I want to share with you. As you listen, you will not only learn English with easy and simple words, but you will also learn something about life. Because this story is full of small lessons, lessons about respect, kindness, patience, and hard work, lessons that go far beyond the classroom, lessons that touch the heart and open the mind. So stay with me till the end, because this journey is not just about cleaning floors or washing windows. It is about something much bigger. It is about seeing the invisible. It is about giving respect where respect is due. It is about learning English in a way that connects to real life. And most of all, it is about discovering the dignity that lives in every honest job, no matter how small it may seem. Chapter 1. The life of a cleaner begins. The morning is still dark. The city is quiet, the streets are empty, and most people are still in bed. But the alarm clock rings in a small room on the edge of the city. A hand quickly reaches out, stops the ringing, and another day begins. This is the life of a cleaner. Every day starts before sunrise. While many people are still dreaming, the cleaner is already awake, already moving, already preparing for the long day ahead. The cleaner puts on a simple uniform. It is not expensive or stylish. It is not chosen for fashion. It is chosen for work. The shirt is plain, the shoes are strong, and the gloves are ready. This uniform is not just clothes. It is a symbol. It shows the world what kind of work is done. It says clearly, this is the person who keeps the place clean. This is the person who works when others rest. After dressing, the cleaner eats a small breakfast, maybe just tea and bread. There is no time for more. Time is precious, and buses do not wait. The cleaner steps outside into the cold air. The streets are empty. Only a few people walk in silence. The bus arrives with a hiss, and the cleaner climbs in. Sitting on the bus, the cleaner looks at the city through the window. Tall buildings, bright lights, shops, and cars. All these will soon be full of people. But when the crowd comes, the cleaner will already be at work. The office building is big. Glass walls, tall ceilings, shiny lights. Every morning, the cleaner enters the building before anyone else. The offices are silent. The chairs are empty. The computers are off. It is almost like another world. A world without noise, without hurry. But for the cleaner, this silence is not rest. It is the beginning. Because when others are not there, it is time to sweep, to wipe, to polish, to prepare the place for the day ahead. The mop slides across the floor. The cloth wipes the desks. The trash is collected one by one. The sound of cleaning is soft, almost invisible. And yet, every movement matters. Every sweep makes the floor shine. Every wipe makes the desk ready. The cleaner's work is like magic. Things that look used and tired suddenly look fresh again. But the strange part is this: people rarely notice the one who makes this magic happen. They come in the morning, they see everything clean, and they think nothing of it. The floor is just clean. The desk is just ready. The trash is just gone. They forget there is a person behind it. And this is the life of a cleaner: to work hard while others rest, to be invisible while others shine. But does the cleaner feel sad about this? Sometimes, yes. When employees walk past without a smile, without a thank you, it can hurt. It can feel like the work is nothing, like the person is nothing. But at the same time, deep inside, the cleaner feels something different. A quiet pride. Because honest work is never truly small. Because keeping a place clean is a service to everyone. Because dignity does not come from money or titles. It comes from effort, from responsibility, from doing what is right. There is a moment every morning. A spike moment. The cleaner kneels on the floor, polishing it carefully, and then steps back to see the shine. The lights above reflect on the surface like a mirror. Soon, the workers will arrive. They will walk across it with their busy shoes, leaving no thought of the one who made it shine. But for the cleaner, even in that quiet moment, there is pride. To look at something done well and say, "I did this. I made this ready." That pride cannot be taken away. Slowly, the office comes alive. People enter. They greet each other. They open computers, pour coffee, laugh, talk, and make plans. The cleaner moves to the corner, still working, still watching quietly. Some people walk past without even turning their heads. Some avoid eye contact. Some even make a mess again, without care. But the cleaner continues. Because the work is not for thanks. The work is for the family waiting at home. The work is for the dream that one day life may be easier. At the end of this first chapter, we see not just a cleaner, but a human being. A person who wakes up early, wears a simple uniform, takes the bus, and arrives before everyone else. A person whose life is invisible to many, but full of effort and meaning. And though the world may not always notice, the cleaner notices. The cleaner knows the truth. Every day begins with this work. Every shiny floor, every clean desk, every fresh room begins here, in the quiet hands of a worker who may not be seen, but without whom nothing would look the same. This is how the life of a cleaner begins. Not with glory, not with attention, but with discipline, patience, and quiet pride. And as the story continues, you will see more of this life, its struggles, its lessons, and its hidden strength. Because behind the uniform, behind the mop, behind the silence, there is a heart, a dream, and a voice that deserves to be heard. Chapter 2. The silent struggles. The day of a cleaner is long. It does not end when the sun comes up. In fact, when most people are just starting their work, the cleaner has already finished hours of hard labor. But still, the work continues. Sweeping, wiping, carrying, lifting. These tasks seem small to others, but when done for many hours, they become heavy. The back bends, the arms ache, the feet grow tired. Yet, the cleaner does not stop. The job demands energy, even when the body cries for rest. The pay is small. At the end of the month, the envelope or the bank account does not hold much. It is enough for rent, maybe some food, school fees for children if carefully managed, but never enough for comfort. The cleaner counts coins at the market, thinking carefully about what to buy and what to leave behind. While others can afford coffee at a cafe or a new pair of shoes, the cleaner must think 10 times before spending. Sometimes, there is not enough even for medicine when sickness comes. This is the silent struggle of poverty, working every day, yet never fully catching up. But money is not the only struggle. There is also the way people see the cleaner. Some people see only the uniform, not the person inside it. They see a mop, not a human being. They walk past without greeting. They sometimes even treat the cleaner as if they are invisible. And sometimes it is worse. A worker may throw trash on the clean floor right after it was polished. One worker drops a coffee cup, and without looking, just walks away, expecting it to be picked up. That moment hurts deeply. It is a spike moment, one that cuts inside. The cleaner bends down, picks up the trash, and feels the sting of disrespect. Not because of the trash, but because of the silence, the lack of simple words like, "Thank you." That one missing phrase can feel heavier than the trash itself. The cleaner's heart sinks for a moment. The body already feels tired, and now the spirit feels tired too. But even in this sadness, the cleaner thinks of something bigger, the family waiting at home. A child needs books for school. A sick parent needs medicine. The rent must be paid at the end of the month. The cleaner whispers quietly, "This is why I work. This is why I stay strong." And in that thought, strength is found again. The long hours continue. Sometimes, the cleaner works during the day and again in the evening. Sometimes on weekends too, when others are resting or enjoying with friends. Birthdays are missed, family dinners are skipped, and personal dreams are delayed. All because the job demands time and energy. Yet, the cleaner rarely complains out loud. These struggles are carried inside, silently, like heavy stones in the heart. The physical tiredness builds. Knees ache from bending. Hands grow rough from chemicals and water. The back stiffens from lifting chairs and buckets. At night, when lying in bed, the cleaner feels every muscle ache. But tomorrow will come again, and the same work will wait. And so, the body has little time to heal. This silent pain is not written on the face, but it is felt deep inside. And yet, even with these struggles, the cleaner carries on. Why? Because this work, though hard, is also hope. Hope that the children will have a better future. Hope that through sacrifice today, tomorrow will be easier for the next generation. The cleaner remembers the smile of a child who says, "Papa, I passed my exam," or "Mama, I learned something new." That smile wipes away some of the pain. That smile gives the strength to wake up again before sunrise and face another long day. The audience must see this clearly. The life of a cleaner is not simple. It is heavy with hidden struggles. Low pay, long hours, aching body, and sometimes cruel disrespect. And yet, the cleaner continues with quiet dignity. This is the emotional spike of the story. You begin to feel the weight, not just on the cleaner's shoulders, but in the heart. You start to understand what it means to fight silently every day, without applause, without recognition, but still with pride. Because behind every clean floor you step on, there is someone who bent down, who carried the weight, who sacrificed comfort for your comfort. Behind every shiny desk, there is a tired hand that wiped it clean. And behind every trash bin emptied, there is a person with dreams, with a family, with silent struggles that most never see. This is why the story must be told. This is why we must pause and think. The struggles may be silent, but they are real. And in that silence, there is strength, courage, and an unspoken dignity that shines brighter than any polished floor. Chapter 3. A heart full of dreams. Every person you meet in life carries a dream inside their heart. Some dreams are big, some are small, but all are precious. And just because someone wears a simple uniform or holds a mop in their hand, it does not mean they are without hope. The truth is, cleaners also dream. They may live quietly, they may struggle silently, but in their hearts, they hold pictures of a better tomorrow. For our cleaner, the dream begins with the children. Each morning, before leaving for work, the cleaner sees the children sleeping in the small room. Their school bags hang on the wall. Their books are kept safe on a little shelf. The cleaner looks at those books with deep hope. The dream is simple but powerful: to give the children an education, to give them chances that were never possible before. The cleaner wants them to learn English, to learn skills, to find jobs where people will respect them, where they can stand tall and proud. Every sweep of the mop, every piece of trash picked up, every hour of cleaning, deep inside, it all feels like a step toward that dream. There is also another dream, a dream of a small house. Not a big house with many rooms, not a house with fancy furniture, just a place with strong walls, a roof that does not leak when it rains, and a door that locks safely at night. Right now, the cleaner's family lives in a rented space, crowded, noisy, and never really secure. The dream is to one day open the door of a home and say, "This is ours." Imagine the pride in that moment. A house built not by luck, but by years of hard, honest work. Then there is the dream of dignity. This is not about money or property. It is about respect. To be seen as equal, to be greeted with a smile, to be thanked with kind words. The cleaner dreams of a society where no job is looked down on, where people understand that every role is important, and where workers like cleaners are valued, not ignored. One evening, after a long day, the cleaner comes home tired. The children are doing their homework. The spouse is preparing a simple meal. After dinner, when everyone is asleep, the cleaner quietly goes to a corner. There is a small wooden box hidden under the bed. The cleaner opens it gently. Inside are a few notes of money, folded neatly, saved from each month's small salary. It is not much, but it is something. This is the spike moment, the secret treasure of hope. Each note represents a sacrifice, something the cleaner decided not to buy, something given up so that the dream may grow. Slowly, little by little, that box fills with possibilities. School fees, maybe bricks for a house, maybe a future that looks brighter than the present. The cleaner looks at the money, then closes the box with care and whispers a silent promise. One day, that whisper carries power. It is not just a word, it is a fire inside the heart. It gives energy to wake up again tomorrow before the sun rises, to take the same bus, to walk the same path, and to clean the same floors. Because the work is not just work, it is a bridge to the dream. Here is the emotional spike for us as listeners. We begin to see that the cleaner is not just a cleaner. Behind the uniform, there is a parent, a dreamer, a believer in a better tomorrow. Behind the tired hands, there is a mind full of plans. Behind the quiet smile, there is a heart full of courage. And suddenly, we understand that the story of a cleaner is not about mops and buckets. It is about sacrifice, love, and hope. It is easy for people to look at someone working in silence and think their life is small. But there is no small life. There are no small dreams. Every dream, no matter how hidden, has weight. And for the cleaner, those dreams are the true reason behind every action. Without them, the work would feel empty. With them, the work has meaning. So, when you see a cleaner bending to sweep a floor, remember this. They are not just cleaning for today. They are building for tomorrow. They are writing a future with every movement, creating opportunities for their children, saving for a safe home, and holding tightly to the dignity they deserve. This chapter shows us a truth that must never be forgotten. Every cleaner has a heart full of dreams. And it is those dreams that give strength, even in the hardest days. It is those dreams that turn silent struggles into powerful journeys. And it is those dreams that remind us all, hope is alive in every person, no matter where they work, no matter what uniform they wear. Chapter 4. Lessons from cleaning. Every job in life teaches us something, if we are willing to listen. And cleaning, though many people may think it is a small job, holds great wisdom. For the cleaner, work is not only about making a room neat. It is also about learning lessons that touch the mind and the heart. Day after day, as the mop moves, as the cloth wipes, as the broom sweeps, thoughts rise inside. These thoughts turn into lessons that guide life. The cleaner often thinks, when I clean, I also clean my heart. When I remove dust from the desk, I imagine removing the dust of anger, sadness, or jealousy from my heart. When I sweep the floor, I imagine sweeping away problems, mistakes, and fears. When I wash the windows, I imagine washing my mind, making it clear so I can see the world with fresh eyes. These reflections make the work more than work. They turn it into a form of quiet meditation, a way to live with peace and patience. Cleaning teaches discipline. Every morning, the cleaner must follow the same routine. Wake up, dress, travel, start on time, and work step by step. Skipping a step shows immediately. If the floor is not swept, dust will remain. If the bin is not emptied, trash will overflow. So the job demands order. It trains the cleaner's mind to be disciplined, to do things properly, to finish what is started. This discipline does not stay only at work. It enters daily life too. It shows in saving money, in caring for the family, in keeping promises. Cleaning also teaches patience. Sometimes the stains are hard, and it takes many tries to remove them. Sometimes the same area gets dirty again and again, and the cleaner must return to it without complaint. This patience becomes a part of life. The cleaner learns that not all problems go away quickly. Some require time, effort, and gentle work. This patience becomes strength, helping to face struggles outside of work too. Respect is another lesson. Cleaning teaches that respect is not only for people with titles or wealth. Respect is also for space, for objects, for small things. A clean chair shows care. A clean floor shows respect for those who will walk on it. And when the cleaner respects the workplace, it becomes easier to respect the people in it, even if they do not always return the respect. This lesson is powerful because it reminds us that dignity starts inside. When you respect your own work, others slowly learn to respect you too. Now, let us connect these lessons with simple English learning. Because every action of cleaning has a word, and these words are useful for learners. For example, sweep, I sweep the floor. The broom moves back and forth, the dust is gone. Wipe, I wipe the table. The cloth moves across the surface, it becomes clean. Wash, I wash the window. Water and soap remove the dirt. Polish, I polish the floor. It shines like new. Empty, I empty the bin. Trash is removed. These words are simple, but powerful. They describe real actions, things you can see and touch. And when you repeat them, you learn not only English, but also a way to connect language to life. Just like the cleaner connects cleaning with wisdom, you can connect words with meaning. Here comes the spike moment. Imagine the cleaner standing in an empty office, holding a broom. He pauses for a moment, looking at the floor he just polished. The reflection of the lights shines back at him. He thinks, life is like this floor. If we take care of it, if we clean it, it shines. If we ignore it, dust will cover it. This moment is powerful because it shows that cleaning is not only about objects, it is also about the spirit. Now the emotional spike. You, the listener, begin to realize that this story is not just about learning English or understanding the life of a cleaner. It is also about learning how to live. Just as you repeat the words sweep, wipe, wash, you also repeat lessons of patience, respect, and discipline. These lessons stay inside you, just like the shine stays on a clean surface. So, cleaning is not empty work. It is full of meaning. It teaches that nothing stays clean forever, so we must keep working. Problems will always return, but so will solutions. Dust will come again, but so will the broom. In this cycle, we learn to accept life as it is, while still trying to make it better. The cleaner knows this truth well. That is why, even when tired, even when unnoticed, the cleaner continues with calm steps. Because every sweep is not only for the floor, it is also for the heart. Every wipe is not only for the desk, it is also for the mind. And every act of cleaning is also an act of living with dignity. This is the wisdom hidden in a simple job, a wisdom that most people never see because they never stop to think. But once you see it, you cannot forget it. You begin to respect the work, the worker, and even the small actions in your own life. And as you learn these words and lessons, you grow not only in English, but also in understanding, patience, and respect. That is why Chapter 4 is not just about vocabulary. It is about vision. It is about looking at cleaning, at life, and at yourself in a new way. And it shows clearly. Sometimes the greatest lessons are found in the simplest work. Chapter 5, Respect and Recognition. Respect is one of the deepest needs of the human heart. Every person, no matter who they are, no matter what they do, longs to feel seen and valued. It does not take much. Sometimes it comes in a smile, sometimes in a nod, sometimes in a word as small as thank you. But those small gestures hold power, and for someone who spends long hours in silence, they can mean more than gold. One day, in the middle of an ordinary morning, the cleaner was working in the office as usual. The mop was moving across the floor. The broom was sweeping dust into a corner. Workers were arriving, walking in quickly, busy with phones and coffee cups. Nobody stopped, nobody noticed. The cleaner kept working quietly, without expecting anything. But then, something happened. A little child entered the office with her mother. She looked around, saw the cleaner bending down to wipe a table, and her innocent eyes lit up with curiosity. Instead of ignoring, she smiled. She walked closer, and in a soft voice she said, "Thank you." That one moment became the spike of the day. A simple thank you. 2 words. Just 2 small words. But they fell into the cleaner's heart like sunlight after a long, cold night. For weeks, for months, no one had spoken those words. People had walked by as if the cleaner was part of the furniture. But this child, with no fear, with no pride, spoke with honesty. And suddenly, the cleaner felt something change. Respect is not measured in money or gifts. Respect lives in the way we treat others. That child reminded everyone in the room, and even us as listeners, that kindness has power. The cleaner stood up, smiled back, and whispered softly, "You're welcome." It was a quiet exchange, but it carried a deep meaning. In that moment, the cleaner did not feel invisible. He felt human, important, and recognized. The emotional spike is here. Imagine how heavy the days had been before. Imagine how silent the work felt. Imagine the endless hours of cleaning without a single word of gratitude. Now, in 1 second, a child's voice broke that silence. The whole weight of tiredness lifted, even if just for a while. The cleaner's heart, which often carried sadness, was filled with light. And you, as the listener, begin to realize something. Language is powerful. Words can hurt, but words can also heal. This story also connects to English learning. Think of the simple phrase, "Thank you." It has only 2 words, but its value is endless. Now repeat, "Thank you." And the reply, "You're welcome." These are not just lessons in grammar. They are lessons in kindness. When you say them with meaning, you give respect, and you also practice English. Respect and recognition come in many forms. Sometimes it is a handshake. Sometimes it is a smile when passing. Sometimes it is a worker holding the door open for the cleaner instead of ignoring him. Each act may seem small, but it builds something big. It builds dignity. And dignity is the heart of humanity. Without it, people feel broken. With it, even the poorest job feels rich. The cleaner often thought, "My work may not be noticed, but it matters." And when someone recognizes it, even in a tiny way, I feel alive again. This is true for all of us. Whether we are cleaners, teachers, drivers, or leaders, we all need recognition. We all need to be respected. And when we give respect, we do not lose anything. Instead, we grow. Our heart grows. Our humanity grows. Our language grows. That day, after hearing the child's thank you, the cleaner worked with a lighter step. The mop moved with more energy. The broom swept with more care. Because respect gives strength. It feeds the spirit in ways food and money cannot. The child may not have known how big an effect her words had, but the truth is clear. A small kindness can change someone's entire day. Now let us think together. How often do we stop to say thank you? To the cleaner, to the driver, to the shop worker, to the people who make our lives easier in ways we do not even see. Many times, we forget. But the story of this cleaner reminds us, never underestimate the power of respect. And never underestimate the power of simple English phrases like thank you and you're welcome. They are easy to learn, easy to speak, and they carry more meaning than long, difficult words. This chapter teaches not only English vocabulary, but also human values. When you say thank you, you are not only practicing English, you are building connection. When you say you're welcome, you are not only answering politely, you are recognizing someone's worth. And that is how language becomes alive. It is not just about books or rules. It is about voices, feelings, and relationships. So the lesson is clear. Respect and recognition are not gifts to be kept. They are gifts to be shared. The cleaner's joy came from 2 words. Imagine what would happen if more people spoke them every day. The world would become warmer. Work would feel lighter. Life would feel brighter. And as the story continues, the truth shines stronger. No work is small, and no worker should be invisible. Recognition is not luxury. it is necessity. And with every thank you we speak, we remind each other of the dignity we all share. Chapter 6. A message for all of us. The day had ended. The office lights were off, the computers were silent, and the busy footsteps of workers had disappeared hours ago. The cleaner stood by the window, holding his broom loosely in one hand. Outside, the city glowed with thousands of lights. Cars moved like tiny stars across the dark roads. Tall buildings stood proudly against the night sky, and neon signs flickered with color. For a moment, the cleaner just stood there, watching. He thought about all the people behind those lights, the teachers, the doctors, the drivers, the cooks, the guards, and yes, cleaners like him. And in that quiet moment, a thought rose in his heart like a strong voice. No job is small. Every job has dignity. This was his message. A message not only for himself, but for all of us. For too long, people have judged others by the kind of work they do. Some jobs are called big, others are called small. Some workers are treated with respect, others are ignored. But the truth is different. The truth is simple. Every honest job has value. Every worker is important. Every person has dignity. Think about it. Without teachers, who would guide us? Without drivers, how would we reach our schools, our offices, our homes? Without farmers, what would we eat? Without cleaners, how would our streets, schools, and offices look? Every single job connects to another, like pieces of a puzzle. Together, they make life complete. The spike moment came as the cleaner pressed his forehead lightly against the glass and looked at the shining city. He felt proud, not proud in an arrogant way, but proud in a humble way. Proud that his hands had touched this city. Proud that his broom, his mop, his cloth had played a small but important role in keeping the world moving. He thought, maybe they do not see me. Maybe they walk past me. But I am still part of something bigger. My work matters. That realization filled him with strength. The tiredness in his body remained, but his spirit was lifted. He was not invisible, not to himself, not to his family, not to the city. His dignity was real, and no one could take it away. The emotional spike grew deeper as he remembered the words of the little girl. Thank you. Two small words that had reminded him of something powerful, that respect is not given by money, or status, or position. Respect is given by kindness. Respect is given by humility. Respect is given by the heart. And this message reached beyond cleaning. It reached to everyone watching, to every English learner listening. Because learning English is not only about grammar and vocabulary, it is also about learning the language of life. Words like please, sorry, thank you, you're welcome. These are not just English phrases. They are keys to respect, kindness, and connection. The cleaner wanted the world to know, when you learn a new word, you open a new door. When you speak kindly, you build a bridge. When you show humility, you lift not only others, but also yourself. English can give you better jobs, better chances, better connections. But respect and kindness can give you something even greater, dignity. He thought about his dreams, his children's education, a small home, a future full of hope. And he knew one thing for sure. Even if life was hard, even if struggles were heavy, as long as he carried dignity in his work and respect in his heart, he would never be poor. Because dignity is wealth. Respect is power. Kindness is success. The chapter closes with his silent but powerful message to all of us. Do not look down on anyone. Do not call any job small. Every worker you see, whether in a uniform or a suit, has value. Every person you meet has dignity. And every word you speak, especially words of kindness, can change a life. So the next time you walk through a clean hallway, sit in a tidy classroom, or rest in a safe and bright office, remember that someone worked quietly to make it possible. See them, respect them, thank them, because they too are part of the story of life. And as he turned off the last light and stepped out into the night, the city shining around him, he carried that pride in his heart. Pride not from being seen, but from knowing his worth. He whispered softly to himself, words that were meant not just for him, but for all of us. No job is small. Every job has dignity. If this video touched your heart and gave you new respect for cleaners, give it a like. Your one like shows that you value hard work and dignity. And if you believe that no work is small, write in the comments, I respect all workers. I will personally reply and cheer you on, because respect begins with simple words. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more simple and powerful English stories. Stories that not only teach you English step by step, but also teach you lessons about life, kindness, and respect. Together, we will grow in language and in heart.